this video we will going to learn about shell scripting. Okay, so what is shell scripting? So shell scripting is by the name is creating a script for the shell. Okay, so shell actually shell is an interface in the Linux machine. Okay, so for that we can create some instruction that will send to the kernel via a shell. So what are the types of the shell? So you can say that there are 2 to 3 types of shells. Okay, so first one is bash shell. Okay, so that is born shell. Okay, next is sh shell. There is C shell, con shell, right? K shell, right? So these are the shells. So shells means an intermediary medium between a user instruction and that will convert it to the machine level and send it for further process to the kernel. So kernel will work on it and then the output will be shown to us on the terminal. Okay, so this is the terminal. I can show you that ctl. So using this command host name ctl, we can get an overall info about our Linux machine, right? So this is the host name, right? This is the host name. Then this is the machine ID, boot ID, virtualization. You can see here. If you are using VMware PlayStation, it will show you VMware. If you are using VirtualBox, it will show you VirtualBox. Okay. Then you can see operating system, which is currently 22.04. Okay, Ubuntu. Then the kernel, which is kernel 6.2, right? Architecture you can see 32 as well as 64-bit. Hardware vendor, which is VMware, and hardware model is VMware Virtual Platform. So this is all you can see, right? So currently we are using Ubuntu. And if you want to know that what is the shell we are currently using, you can say it shell. So using this command, right, echo $shell, you can see and get the info about current shell on which you are working, right? So we are working on the bash shell. Okay, so next we can get the number of shells available to us on this machine, right? So for example, if I want to get the information about the shells available to me, right, so you can use this command. So you can see it will enlist us all the shells available on this Ubuntu, right? So you can see here these are the paths to use for various shells, right? So dash shell is there, normal shell is there, r bash shell is there, then bash shell is there, right? The most used shell is the bash shell, right? So you can use one of these. Okay, so how we will use, we can say we can use one of them, right? Just copy and paste it. So inside a shell script you can mention this, or you can mention, if you are using a bash shell, then you can mention this, right, this way, for example dash shell. So this way this will be the at the top of every shell script which you will gonna use in your machine, right? So likewise, so this is how we can get the idea about the shells, right, guys? So what are the shells we are using? There one more command is there, right? Using this f or cut command, then mention here the password file, right? Then short, here also you can get the shells. Okay, so this is how you can get the info about the shells available to you on this machine, right? So echo shell is there, then cat etc shells, this is a file in which all the shells are stored. Then the password file is also there. The best is doing the echo shell for getting the current shell, and doing this etc shells, seeing the content of this etc shells file, right? This will give you the overall idea about what are the shells available to you. Okay, so this way we can get the idea about the shells. So now coming to the point, just go inside one of this folder. Okay, remove all the content so we are better to do it. Now what we will do, first of all you can see there is nothing inside this. So how to create a file, or how to create a shell script. Okay, so for creating a shell script we will use a touch command. Okay, after that you can mention the file name, okay, or say sample dot, and here you need to mention the extension. Okay, as the extension would be k shell, c shell, or s shell. Okay, so we will use a bash shell, so that's why we are using .sh. Okay, so this will create a sample .sh script. Okay, so you can see this has been created. Now let me show you one more thing. So you can see here, right, permission are likewise, so 4 4, okay, 6 6 and 2, right, 6 6 and 2. Okay, so this is the permission for it. So owner can read and write. Okay, group can read and write, but others cannot write. Okay, others can only read the file content from this shell script. They can nobody can execute it. Okay, so execution executable permission on this file is not given to anyone, right? So we have to give the executable permission to it. So how we gonna do? We just need to give change mod, then mention 777. Okay, so 7 means you can read, write, and execute permission on this file. Okay, so this is first one. This is for the owner. Okay, this 7 is for owner. So owner can read, write, and execute. This second digit will be for group. So group members and group can read and write as well as execute on this shell script. And this 7 is for others. Okay, so if anyone new on this machine want to execute this shell script, they can also execute it. Okay, so then mention the script name, which is sample.sh. Now guys, you can see permission got changed, right? So everyone has the read, write, executable permission on this file. Okay, everyone has. So now this script is became an executable script. Now we can execute this script. Okay, so you can see the color also changed. It was white and now it is green. So this way you can also get the idea that whether this is executable or not. Okay, so what we did, we have created a script, shell script. We have seen its permission, which was not executable previously. Now we, after changing the permission, we make it executable. Okay, so now the script is ready for editing, right? So let me have an idea about what script we are using. So we are using bash shell. Okay, so just copy it, then using the vim editor. Okay, so this is how use vim editor to edit this file. Okay, so just type vim and then mention the shell script name and then hit enter. So you will come on this window. This window is for vim editor. Okay, so how we can go inside the editing mode? Just you need to press the I button on the keyboard. Okay, so it will just see here, right, on this sample.sh. When we press I, it becomes insert. Okay, when we press escape, it becomes readable. When we press I, it becomes insert. So for going inside insert mode, we should press the I button. Okay, in the vim editor, right? So on this first line, we need to mention bing bash, right? And here just give the copied file path. Okay, so this is our shell script path, right? So this is done. So first of all, we will create a shell script. So give message on terminal. Okay, as hello, this is your first shell script, right? So this message we want to see on our terminal. So for this you can mention hash for comments. Okay, now if you want to see a message on the terminal, we will use echo function here. Okay, echo, then mention the upper quotes, then here just copy this and this is done, right guys? So this is what we will, for printing on the terminal, you need to mention echo function, and inside this upper quotes you need to mention your message you want to have on your terminal. Okay, so this is done. This is our first shell script. Now press escape. Okay, press escape to get out from the editing mode. Now for saving this shell script, you need to press shift colon, right? Shift colon, then mention W for save and Q for quiet. Okay, and then press exclamation. Okay, so this way guys, this way it will be saved. Okay, this shell script will be saved, and just hit enter. So now we are out of this vim editor. So let me see the file content of this script. Okay, so you can see this is the file content of our bash shell script, right? So just try how we will going to run this script. Okay, so for running this script we need to mention dot. Okay, dot, then for backward slash, and then mention the shell script name. Okay, dot, then backward slash, right? So this is same. Okay, this will be same for any script you want to execute, and then mention the script name and then hit enter. So yeah guys, this is our first shell script and we have created it. So this is what we have mentioned in the shell script, and when we execute the shell script, it gives us an output as hello, this is your first shell script, right? So this way we can create a shell script on any Linux based operating system. Okay, so this is same for Ubuntu. If you are having Rail or SunOS or Solaris, you can use the same on this one. So this is our first shell script. Okay, So there is more way you can execute it. You can execute it using the source command also. Just mention source, then mention the script name, it will again execute. Okay, so this is the second method using which we can execute the shell script. Okay, also you can execute it using the sh command. Okay, sh sample dot sh. Okay, you can see here it's still executed, right? And there is one more way, sample dot sh. This way also you can execute it. Okay, so how many ways we got it to know right now? So dot backward slash, then source, then sh, right, and then bash. So these are the four ways using which you can execute the shell script. Okay, so now the next will be go in go inside this sample scripter. Okay, then press again bin bash, right? So now if the next is that if you want to use a prompt, okay, if you want to get in info from the user, okay, so for that we will mention echo enter your country. Okay, just mention this. Okay, so it will prompt on the terminal, and then here we will uh, or say input. Okay, so first of all what this will do, this will ask us on the terminal that enter your country. After that, when you enter the country, right, so this read command will store the your input inside this input variable. Okay, then getting output. Okay, so getting output, how we can do it, then you will need to mention echo your country is, and here guys, if you want to use any variable, right, so what I use here, so if you want to use this variable, right, you know that you had entered a country, and that has been stored on this input variable, and now you want to get the okay variable value inside your output, right? So you want to get the output of this variable inside after this string, right? So what you will do, you will mention dollar, then curly braces, and inside the curly braces you will mention your variable. Okay, inside this curly braces you will mention your variable, and that's it. It will give you the output. Okay, so just escape colon save this script. Okay, and then run the script. Okay, so now you can see it is asking us for entering your country, India, right? So after we have given the input, it gives us the output as an India. Okay, so you can see the variable value shown here, right? So this is how we can use to get the input from the user and return the input from the shell script on this terminal. Okay, so this way it will work. Again, go inside the sample.sh, then set number of, okay, set number, the year we need to delete. Okay, now here what is the next? Now guys, if you want to execute the Linux commands inside the shell script, okay, so how you can do it? So shell script is basically a instruction, okay, to the shell. So instruction like, okay, give me pwd print working directory. Okay, just let me show you that echo or say command is equal to pwd. Okay, current directory. Okay, current directory pwd. Okay, current time, right, current time. Okay, then user logged in, right? So who am I? Okay, so you can see here that I use some words like this is current directory. So what is this, right? And I have mentioned the commands inside this round braces, right? So what is this? So guys, if you want to use your Linux commands, okay, inside the shell script, you need to mention them inside this dollar round braces, okay. So these are not variables, okay, these are commands, so that's why we are using round braces, okay. So if these were the variable like this, okay, current directory is variable, okay, current time, this is also variable, user logged in, this is also variable, okay, but these are not the variables, okay, these are commands, so that's why we have mentioned them inside the round braces, okay. So if you want to mention these variables, so you will use dollar then curly braces, okay. So you will mention variables. Let me show you, okay. Variables can only be mentioned using dollar curly braces, okay, whereas Linux commands mention using round braces, okay. So this is the main difference between both of them, right? So variable can be kept inside the curly braces, whereas the commands can only be kept inside round braces when you are using them in the Linux shell script, okay. So now we will get this now after this, okay. So just here, okay, echo. So we want to print this current directory, okay. So here you are working in folder, okay, let's say it folder, and then here mention them inside the curly braces current directory, okay. So you can get this now, we are using curly braces. Why? Because we want this variable to be kept inside this after this string, right, and then completed, okay. So you can see current directory, right. Now let's save it and see the output sample, okay. What is this? Okay, okay, 1 minute. Sample, okay. So there is no time is there, date command is there, right. So now it will work, sample. So you can see guys, we are getting, you are working in folder. So this is our current working directory, okay. Let me show you pwd. When we hit pwd on the terminal, right, we are getting the same output as of this, right. So this is how we can get the output from the shell script. Again sample, okay. Let this comment out, okay. Now here we will use another variable which will be the current time, right. So current local time is, again we are using variable, so we will use only curly braces, okay. Just save it and execute. So you can see the output is this, current local time is Sunday 22 October, right, IST, right. So in this way we can get the second command output. Again go inside, okay, just go here and comment it out. Now finally you are logged in as mention here, user logged in, right. So this variable, okay, this one. So this will show us as what user we have logged inside this machine, right. So we are getting the output as you are logged in as Qayyum, right. Let me show you, when we use this command on this, we can get this, right. So this is same as of this, okay. So this is how we can get the Linux command output from the say shell script, right. So this is all about the shell script. Now let's say ask user to give path name of file, right. So echo enter file path, and here read the path, right, or say file path, okay. And what we want, so you want to get the, okay, you want to get the size of the file, okay. So you will get it using this div -sh, and here we are mentioning our file path. Okay, so just save it, take the pwd. Okay, now here after this absolute path, so this is the absolute path. Okay, because it is starting from the root directory, so this is backward slash will known as a root directory. Okay, now here we need to mention our file name, right? So this is the absolute path of our file. Okay, so this we have given. Okay, now after giving this input we can see here we are getting the output as this. Okay, so the size of this sample.sh file is only 4 KB. Okay, now just create another file which is file.txt, then increase the file size as 10 MB. Done. Now see, okay, this is of 10 MB, right? Now again execute the script. Okay, so this is how we can create. Okay, so now if you want to see that whether the file is exist on the path or not, so you can see it using this if. Okay, then test, then -f. Okay, you mention the file path. So if the file is exist, then ls lrth. Okay, file path. And if the file is not exist, right, then what we need to do, we need to create the file. Okay, so we will create it, file path. Okay, then mention finish. Okay, so this will test that whether the file is exist or not. So if it is exist, so it will give us the overall info about the file. Okay, so and if it's not exist, then it will create a file for us. Okay, so let's see. So just mention the file path, so file.txt. So you can see here the file is exist, so that's why it has given us the entire info about the file. Now let's take another file name, Monday. Okay, so monday.txt. So we know that this file is not exist. Okay, on this path, so let's see. Now you can see here. Okay, since the file is not available, since the file was not available, it has created a file for us. Okay, so this way we can use the shell script. Okay, so you can see here, right? So it has been checked first of all for the file whether the file is exist or not using this flag -e. So it got an info that the file does not exist, so it goes to this else block. Okay, so since the file is not present, it's created a file for us. Okay, so this way we can use the shell script. Okay, again remove file.txt, right? Again go inside the shell script. So there are enormous uses that you can do. Okay, using the shell script. Now we will see, check whether the file is directory or not. Okay, so for that we will use if test -d. Okay, -d will test this file path whether this file path is a directory or not. Okay, so mention the file path, right? Then so if this file path is a directory, then echo it's a directory, right? You mention the file path. Okay, and if oh 1 minute. Okay, and if this is not a file, this is not a directory, if the file path is not a directory, then return it's not a directory, right? File path. Done, and then mention the finish. Okay, so this is the if else and finish. Okay, so in this if then else finish, it will test for the directory. Okay, so for directory we have taken -d. Okay, so it will test this file path. If this is a directory, it will return us it's a directory, otherwise it will return us it's not a directory, right? So just save it and execute. sample.sh. So you can see it's giving us an output that it's not a directory because sample.sh is it's a file, right? So you can see. Now let me create a directory here, test. Okay, so now you can see test is a directory. Okay, again we will execute our file shell script and see test it for the test. Okay, now you can see it's showing us an output that the test is a directory, right? So test is a directory, that's why it's told us it's a directory, right? Again say for here, just see here. So test is a directory, that's why it's showing us an output it's a directory, whereas for sample.sh it's showing us that it's not a directory, it's a file. Okay, so this way we can use it. So now we will check whether the file is readable, executable or writable. Okay, so for that just use test e and then file name, path name, right? So if the file is exist, okay, so then execute the following. Okay, if tester r, okay, so this is for the readable file path, right? Then give this result, right? File path is readable, right? File is readable. Okay, now the next is if the file is writable, right? So file path, then echo file path is writable. Okay, then again test if the file is executable, then do this. Okay, file path is executable, file is executable, right? That's done. Okay, so if the file is exist, okay, so then this block of code should execute, otherwise file not found. Okay, otherwise do this file not found, right? So this is our file content. Okay, now just save it and then see sample.sh. So now guys, you can see the our sample.sh is readable, writable and executable, right? Now same we will check for this file.txt. Okay, so guys, you can see it's readable, it's writable, but it's not executable. Okay, why? Let's see. This is our file. Okay, so we don't see any x here, right? So that's why it's not executable. Okay, so if we change it, say 766, right? File.txt, so now it becomes executable. Now again we will check it, right? Now it's showing us that it is executable because we have changed the mode for it, right? Again just remove the executable. Now it's back to its original say. Now again do it. Now we are getting again the same previous result. Okay, so now after reading the executable permission from this file.txt, you are getting only readable, writable. Okay, so this way guys we can get the idea about this. Okay, cat sample.sh, cat sample. So this is all about the code we have written inside. So this will work like if it will test whether this file is exist. If this file is exist, then run this block of code. Okay, so it will check for the whether the file is readable. So for that it is using -r flag. Okay, for writable it is using -w, and for executable it is using -x. So okay, so this is all about file permission and all that stuff. Now again go inside the sample. Okay, bin bash, mention the shell name, then here okay, prompt user for password, right? Prompt user for password, right? So ask the user for enter your password. Here read password, right? So it will ask the user for entering the password, and after entering the password it will save the user inside this password variable using the read command. Okay, now we will check if the password is empty. Okay, so check if the password is empty. Okay, so for that we will use if tester then hyphen z and give the password name, right? So if the password is empty, echo entered. Okay, password is empty, right? Else, and if the password is given, right, you have entered password as password, right? So what this block of code will do, first of all it will ask the user for entering the password. So when the user enter the password, it will store the password inside this password variable using this read command. So after doing that, we will test whether the password is empty or not. So if the password is empty, then it will show us the password is empty. If the password is not empty, it will show us that you have entered some password, right? So just save it and go here, say India. Okay, so it is showing that India, you have entered the India password. Okay, again, so you can see here we have entered nothing here, right? So our password is empty. So that's why it's shown us that password is empty, right? So this way it work, this way it will work. India. Okay, password is empty. So guys, this way it will be working, right? So this is all about the if test command, right, inside the shell script. Now let's move for the special variables. Okay, again go inside the sample.sh, set the number line numbers, and then delete from 4 to the end of the line, right? Now we will use the special variables. Okay, so first of all it will ask us that enter your name, right, and then store this name inside your name variable. Okay, now okay, enter your first name, right, read it inside this, enter your last name. Okay, first name, last name. Okay, now let's see whether this will work or not. Qayyum Sheikh. Okay, right, so one thing is there. Okay, one name and last name, right? So when the okay, when the script runs and it will ask us that enter your first name and last name. Okay, so then use full name is do, right? So these are the special variables. Okay, so whatever you have entered, okay, on your terminal, it will show you as it, right? So let me execute it. Okay, now when we are using $1 2, okay, so this way we have to given the we should give the output on the after the script name. Okay, so now you can see, okay, we have prepared the executable for the sample.sh, then we provide our first name and second last name subsequently. Okay, and it's shown us the this, right, Qayyum Sheikh. So this way the dollar sign vim sample works, right? Okay, so we don't need this one, right? Again execute this sample, then Qayyum Sheikh. Now we are getting this. Okay, now let me show you the sample, where it is sample. Okay, now guys we will okay compare these two. Okay, so this is the sample.sh file content, okay, script content, and this is what we have executed. Okay, so we have provided Qayyum, okay, at this place of $1 and provided Sheikh for this $2. Okay, so it has shown us that this, right, Qayyum and then show. So these are the positional variables that we mention after the execution, after the sample script execution, and it's shown as this, right. Now let me again. Now if you want to get the script name, okay, script name, just mention $0. Okay, this will give you your script name. So your script name is sample.sh. Okay, so this way guys we can get the idea about the web, right. Again, so guys this is all about okay, now we'll see number of arguments in the shell script. Okay, so using this special variable $hash we can get the idea about number of arguments or commands are there, right. So let me show you. Okay, so this will print the number of argument we have given to the shell script. Okay, now just save it. Okay, 1 2 3, I can see here number of arguments 3 because we have given 3 arguments. Okay, we have given only 3 arguments. Okay, again try 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, number of arguments given to the shell script 7. Okay, so this way guys we can use the, that is dollar and then hash for getting the number of arguments provided to the shell script. Now if you want to get the exit status of previous command, okay, so if the status is 0, that means command executed, and if it's 1 then command has failed, right. So we can do it, and let me show you. Now which command we are using. Okay, so say sleep 2 seconds, echo hello, right, sleep 2 seconds. Okay, so this will this is the dollar and then exclamation. Okay, so this is a special character, so this will test that whether the previous command is successful or not. So as I have mentioned that if the 0 is coming, okay, then the command is successfully executed. If 1 is coming, then that means command has failed. Okay, so if the command is successful, okay, if the command was successful, then it will show us that command is successful, otherwise it will show us that command has failed. Okay, so let's try. So you can see here the command has failed. Okay, again 1 minute. I can see, right, sample 1 minute. So this is a command. I think it's not taking the output. So guys, here we will check for the previous command, which is hostnamectl. Okay, so whether this is successfully executed or not. So for that we will use this dollar question mark. Okay, so this dollar question mark, if this is equal to 0, then we will get an output that the previous command, which is hostnamectl, is successfully executed. And if it has been failed, so it will show us that command has failed. Okay, so let's try it. Okay, so you can see here command is successful. Okay, so because this command is successfully executed, so that's why. Okay, again sample.sh. Again create it, change the permission, and then go inside. Remove them, ls of d. Bin mesh. Okay, so for checking whether the previous command, okay, is successfully say run, executed, or failed. Okay, so for that, first of all mention the command here. Okay, so we will use hostnamectl. We will use a command as echo hello, right, and then sleep it for 2 seconds, right, and then here check command status. Okay, if it success, 0 means succeeded. Okay, succeeded. Okay, and 1 means it got failed. Okay, so if question level 0, then echo previous command succeeded, executed. Okay, executed. Otherwise echo previous commands failed. Okay, got failed, as failed, right. So what is this code? Okay, so first of all we will give some commands, mention some commands here, like you can see echo hello, this is the command, and then stop the script for 2 seconds. So for 2 seconds the script will not run, right. So after this it will go to this line, then it will check that whether these commands ran or not. Okay, so if these commands, were successfully executed, so it will check for this condition. If this is 0, then these commands were executed successfully, then it will show us the output like this: previous command executed, or we can say previous commands are successfully executed, successfully, right. And if these commands failed, okay, and if this command failed, so it will show us that these commands failed. Okay, previous commands has failed. Okay, so this is all about this code. Now let's check. So you can see that previous command executed successfully. So you can see we are getting the output as well as the pause there, right. You can see 2-second pause is there as well. So previous command executed successfully. So this is how we can use the if else. Okay, and one more thing, so if you want to get the shell script PID, then you can mention double dollar here. Okay, so this is also a special character. Now just execute this. So you can see here So this is the shell or PID of the shell script is 3351. Okay, so this is all about the special character. Now one more thing is there, right? Set nu, then after 4 to the end of the line delete everything, right? So for getting all arguments, okay, for getting all the arguments given uh, to the shell script. Okay, so if you want to get the arguments or parameters, okay, given to the shell script while executing the shell script, you can use this, right? So for that, for I in, so you can see here, if if I leave this without giving any argument to the shell script, it will show us nothing. So if we mention with the argument, okay, for, so it will show us that these are the arguments given to the shell script. Okay, so guys, this way we can use say what, dollar add symbol, right? So this is all about dollar add symbol. Okay, so dollar add symbol will give you the list of the arguments that you put or given to the shell script. Okay, now how to use loops. Okay, so first of all, see for the for loop. Okay, so for, then mention the variable name in. So for example, I just want to print 1 to 5 digit. Okay, so this is how it will work. Okay, so mention for, then the variable name you want to use, and then use in keyword. Okay, so inside this curly braces, you need to mention here a number of items. Okay, so for example, I am mentioning that this for loop should be run from 1 to 5. Okay, so for 2 we are using only 2 dots here. Okay, so this will enlist all the in between numbers from 1 to 5. Okay, and then complete this with the curly braces, then mention do. So inside do, we need to mention, okay, and then done. So this is how for loop will run. Okay, so I will run from 1 to 5. Okay, so this is double dot means 2, so it will include all the values from 1 to 5, in between 1 to 5. Okay, and this will print the I. Let's try to run this. So you can see, right, we are, so guys, this is how it will run, right? So we have initializers of variable I is equal to 0, and then mention while, then square braces, then inside this, if variable I is less than or equal to, so this is hyphen le is the flag for less than equal to 5. Okay, so when variable I is less than equal to 5, okay, so it will run from 0 to 5. So we have asked it, then do print this I variable, and then it will increment it. Okay, so just keep in mind that this I should be written as this one, right? And then increment it by 1. Okay, so it will increment it by 1 after printing this. Okay, so this is how the while loop inside the Linux is work, right? So this is all about the while loop. Okay, so this is the output for the while loop, guys. This is how it will run. So we will see the next concept, which is using the variable, importing the variable and using them from one shell script to another shell script. Okay, so we have created example.sh here. So just go inside this vim example.sh, mention the path name here, bin.bash, right? And then here we will say, right, export, okay, or say function my country, right, India. Okay, so this is the function, right? So inside this function, when we execute this function, it will show us the output as India, right? So let's try to execute it. Okay, so we are getting this. Okay. Hmm? So this is we have created a function inside this example.sh shell script. Now we will do one thing. Okay, we will go to the sample.sh. Okay, and then import them. Okay, yeah, we will import them, right? Import my country function from example.sh shell script, right? So how we can do that? We can do that using source, right? 1 minute more. Take the working directory. Okay, again go inside the sample, and here just mention the absolute path for the shell script. Okay, from where you want to import your function, right? So we are going to import our function from example.sh shell script. Okay, now here just use the function my country. Okay, now let's see. So you can see that 1 minute. Okay, so you can see inside the example.sh. Okay, now let's try. Okay, and then do this. So when we are executing sample.sh shell script, okay, it's giving us the function output as India. Okay, so you can see that we have just uh, imported all the functions and variables from this shell script example.sh. Okay, in the sample.sh script. Okay, and we are using this on the another script. So this way we can use the one script function and variable to the another script. Okay, so here you can see that inside example.sh we have created a function my country. Okay, and this has been imported into the sample.sh script. Okay, using the source command. Okay, so source command is very helpful for getting the things done. Okay, so one more thing we can use. Okay, just for example, so here also we have included one more variable. Okay, which will give us the date, current date. Okay, in the example.sh. Now just execute this. Okay, one more thing we will need to do, that inside it use imported variable. So here just mention the variable name. Okay, now you can see. Okay, cat sample, we just use the variable from the example.sh. Okay, okay, so here in the example.sh we have initializes a variable or declare a variable which is name as now. So it directing us to the date. Okay, so this now variable will store the output of the date command, and this is from the example.sh, and we are using it after importing in the sample.sh. So this way guys we can use the variable functions and anything, okay, from one script to the another script after importing. So for importing we are using source